I'm Trustee Leticia Ozuna, and I'm reporting on behalf of the board's ad hoc committee, which was charged to review the HVAC crisis the district experienced in January. To recap, in mid-January, when students and staff returned to school from the Martin Luther King Jr. holiday, temperatures were forecast to fall below 20 degrees. Without precipitation in the forecast, the decision was made to open schools that Tuesday. Unfortunately, our HVAC systems failed during the extreme temperatures, and by Wednesday, the district made the decision to close schools for the rest of the week. Closure was important so that we could immediately address the HVAC challenges and bring students back to appropriate classroom conditions the following Monday. At the January 16th board meeting, the trustees called for an ad hoc committee to consider the causes of the HVAC crisis, including the system failure, and inspect business processes. The board's stated purpose was to examine the crisis from three perspectives related to their governing role: policy, finance, and system accountability. At the February 12th board meeting, the board named me, Trustee Leticia Ozuna, as the chair of the ad hoc committee. Joining me on the committee were Trustee Ed Garza and Trustee Stephanie Torres and Bill Avila. We are now presenting our findings and recommendations at the May 13th board meeting through this video. On the district's website, you will also find an after-action report with additional details. The district's after-action plan had 4 phases. During phase 1, the executive team gathered insight, collecting reflections on the activities to quickly stabilize operations and to begin organizing a recovery plan. This was completed January 30th. During phase 2, district staff led an assessment to prepare a basic knowledge base for external investigators and to continue organizing the recovery plan. This was completed February 28th. During phase 3, the Texas Association of School Business Officials, known as TASBO, conducted an independent review to validate the Phase 2 knowledge base and offer recommendations based on industry best practices. This was completed on March 27th. And during Phase 4, the board's ad hoc committee reviewed which factors, including facility conditions, policy commitments, and bond investment, contributed to the crisis. We incorporated feedback from the external investigation and then determined our findings and recommendations. This was completed May 13th. The board and the district acknowledge that the 2024 HVAC crisis did not arise overnight. Rather, it evolved over many decades. We believe the failure was a systemic shared responsibility, and it continues to be a collective burden. We kept in mind 2 underlying causes: the underfunding of Texas public schools and the fact that we operate a large number of aging buildings, some more than a century old. In fact, 77 of our buildings were built before air conditioning was standard in public facilities and had to be retrofitted. These buildings had to be retrofitted with air conditioning in 1985 through a successful bond proposition known as the Cool Schools Bond. In response to the HVAC crisis, we make several acknowledgments. The board and district recognize that in past bond decisions, there was not always a rigorous application of reliable, industry standard data used to guide and align decisions about the implementation of building improvement plans. We also recognize that the district has not made consistent use of reliable performance data or key performance data on whether or not schools are ready to operate or that maintenance and repair activities have been requested or completed. Additionally, the district maintains a higher number of buildings per student in comparison to similar school districts across the region and the nation. Despite declining enrollment, there has been hesitation to consolidate schools due to community impact. In 2009, the district considered closing up to 30 schools, but only closed 9. In 2023, the district proposed closing 19 schools, but only closed 15. Consequently, expenditure per square footage falls below the national average. The board's right-sizing decision in November 2023 will partially mitigate this problem in the future, but it could not have done so in time to prevent this crisis. However, we also acknowledge that the HVAC problem is the result of multiple layers of human error occurring over the last 20 years, and we are committed to correct this. Some of these errors include: the district did not adequately prepare for the weather event or develop an agile crisis management response once schools began reporting heating outages. The district did not budget for ongoing equipment maintenance. The district did not budget for professional development of full-time staff. The district did not adequately maintain the complex system of heating and cooling hardware in our schools. The district did not make systematic or consistent use of our work ordering and inventory systems or routinely check the quality of work reported complete. Upon considering the facts and circumstances, we have reached the following 8 conclusions and recommendations. In no particular order, they are as follows. Number 1, the Board of Trustees shall instruct the superintendent to conduct a comprehensive study of excess facility capacity in San Antonio ISD school buildings by November of 2025. The study will evaluate staffing levels, programming, and maintenance conditions at each school to ensure alignment with Always Learning, the district's strategic management plan, and a thriving educational program. Recommendations for right-sizing schools, academic programs, and central office capacity will be included, aiming to rectify resource disparities between schools and enhance opportunities for all of our students to attend high-quality schools. Number 2, the Board of Trustees shall adopt a policy of stating that all future bonds and referendums will include an investment in school facility infrastructure that is based on reliable external data obtained from a facilities conditions assessment conducted by an independent third party with expertise in school facility management. Further, the policy shall state this infrastructure investment requirement cannot be overridden by trustees or administration during the design or construction phases of the work, should the proposition be approved by the voters. Number 3, the Board of Trustees shall require that 5% of any future bond be dedicated to investing in deferred maintenance on its school facilities until such time as there is no longer any deferred maintenance on its school facilities. Number 4, the Board of Trustees shall collaborate with the superintendent to revise Board Guardrail Number 3, which expresses our values on school safety, to include a measurable interim guardrail that focuses on the environment for high-quality instruction to be acted on by this board no later than its July 2024 meeting. Number 5, within the next 12 months, the district shall bring to the Board of Trustees a procurement request for the purchase and effective implementation of enterprise systems, such as a computerized maintenance management system and building automation system, which include HVAC controls. This system will provide real-time, standardized, and comprehensive data on HVAC hardware across all school facilities, as well as accurate records of maintenance and activities for all HVAC equipment. It will also include features such as asset tracking, maintenance performance data, and integrated preventative planning schedules. In the interim, at the direction of the superintendent, the district shall establish and maintain an accurate inventory of critical infrastructure assets. Number 6, at the direction of the superintendent, the deputy superintendent for operations shall establish by June of 2024 a set of key performance indicators that are predictive of the readiness of school facilities to operate, especially under inclement weather conditions. Number 7, at the direction of the superintendent, the district shall adopt by August of 2024 administrative procedures for disaster recovery and business continuity based on national best practice models in the K-12 sector. Number 8, at the direction of the superintendent, the district shall complete by November of 2024 a market study of the total compensation and benefits package for HVAC and other operations professionals in Texas and include in its budget plan that will bring the total compensation package of its HVAC and other operations professionals in alignment with the statewide market in the context of increasing total compensation for all San Antonio ISD employees. As we worked on and completed this after-action report, we were fully aware that our community needs to have confidence in our stewardship and in the integrity of our administration and bond programs. The board commits to lead with openness and a strategic, systemic approach to tackling our challenges. The board is committed to reassuring our families and will continue to push all leaders, district, state, local, federal, for better results for academic outcomes and environments conducive to learning. Thank you very much.